This is good videos out there right here, bro. We got a emergency going on, but we gotta make sure we got the hair right, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna literally die. Good morning, everyone. It is the morning before the Calling Indianapolis. I just got through security. Holy smokes. What a time getting through this airport really is. For those of you that don't know, I currently live in Orlando, Florida. So right next to the airport, the main airport that feeds into Disney World. And you know, if anybody's flying out of here in the future, I recommend showing up at least 3 hours in advance. Oh, another crazy thing that happened was I got through security on the other side, and you know, luckily I come here really early, and so I got through security on the other side, and I received a text message update saying that my gate was changed to across the airport, so I had to run across and get to the other security line. But you know, we made it. Just texted Rob as well. Rob's the kind of guy, he told me in advance he's only going to show up an hour ahead. I think he's crazy considering he's lived here his entire life, you know. Figured he should know any better, but you know, I let him know what the situation's like, and he said he's getting his butt down here, so that's good. You know, overall for this weekend, not super confident. A lot of the different decks, you know, not really coming to fruition that I was trying out. So looks like I'm probably gonna end up on, you know, consistent old Bravo Star of the show. It's just okay, I guess. You know, nothing wrong playing the perceived best deck. Usually they're the best deck for a reason, but you know, I think there's a lot of inherent variance in a lot of different matchups. So definitely something I was trying to avoid if possible, but looking that way. I may still do a last second audible to chain, but you know, at this moment looking like we're probably still going to be Starvo. This feels really cool, you know. It feels really nice to be back on the grind, something that I really miss from my old Magic days. Something we can't really do anymore, you know, partly because of COVID, partly because the organized play scene kind of went under, but you know, Flesh and Blood just doing a great job creating that atmosphere again. You know, I'm so excited. Everybody I know has been so excited for the Calling Indianapolis coming up, or even if they're playing in the Team Magic events. So, you know, have friends from all over coming in, friends that I haven't seen for 3 years up to sometimes because of COVID. And yeah, really excited. So I'm gonna make sure my flight's on time and check in at the gate. I'll check in with you guys later. What's up? I survived the flight over, you know, not the most confident flyer in the world, but you know, it was okay. Slept through most of it. Met up with the boy Rob here.
Let's go, baby.
We're now here in Indianapolis Friday afternoon or Friday morning, about to head over to the convention. I am a bit tired, so probably going to catch some Z's later, but looking forward to getting some side events in, some practice before the main event.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think predictions for this weekend are? You know, like what do you think top 8 breakdown is, Thark?
I think there's going to be a lot of Bravo Star of the show. I was reading an article today where it didn't even include like the first Battle Hardened in Philly, and it's already like 650 or 660 living legend points. I think it's going to get retired pretty soon, but it wouldn't surprise me if it continues that trend. I think, you know, I think you're locked on a deck. I'm in between Shane and Starvo as of right now, but
nice.
it's looking more and more like I'm probably just going to lock in Starvo and play the best deck.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. We might see some Prism too. I mean, there's a couple good Prism players out there, you know, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple Prisms sneak in the top 8, maybe a couple Viscera, maybe a Viscera, and then, you know, maybe a Chain or some kind of rogue deck of the format that people don't have much practice into, right?
I agree with that. I'd say if I had to make a prediction, you know, 4 Starvo, 2 Prism, 1 Chain, 1 Viscera, something like that.
Yeah.
Going to find an Uber, try and head on over to the venue. I know I'm here primarily to play Flesh and Blood, but I actually haven't played Magic in a hot minute either. So gonna go head down there, and I might actually play a couple of Magic the Gathering side events just to kind of take my mind off everything and and warm up my brain a little bit before the weekend of Flesh and Blood. You know, kind of locked in, I think, at this point on either Starvo or Chain. Probably just going to end up being Starvo, honestly. The deck does some pretty unfair things, and you know, Chain is probably one of the most thinking intensive decks in the format right now. You know, I'm just super stoked for this weekend. It's been so long since played a calling or a nationals. You know, the last one was Halloween, so almost about 4 months now. So just excited to get going and get out there. Let's get it.
Here it comes. Bang!
So this is a first for me, you know, 15 years playing card games. I don't think I've ever been here early enough on a Friday to see the opening of a venue. And I think it's safe to say people are hyped to play. Look at this. Massive. Gonna go end up finding Rob, see what he's playing. Going here. Yeah, they check us at the door, make sure we're vaccinated and everything. You know, I'm glad that there's these precautions here. COVID's still a very real thing. As we speak, I think right now in China and parts of Europe are getting hammered pretty bad. I know New Zealand is in the middle of an outbreak. So really glad to see, you know, everybody kind of wearing a mask and vaccinated here. Makes me definitely feel a little bit more secure. Gonna try find Rob. I know he's in the 1 p.m. Flesh and Blood Classic Constructed event. So let's see if I can find him here. Here we go. Let's see.
All good?
Yep. Go to step? Yeah.
Oh, did you draw?
Yeah, I drew.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Let's say I have like
It looked like he had 3 cards.
Is he back? What are you playing tomorrow?
Prism.
Why are you playing Prism?
Normally I'd be shooting a lot more.
Because I feel like it's the deck that plays the best in the Starvo.
Double rain razor.
Think you're gonna win?
I hope so. It could go either way. But I'll put in the time, so we'll see. Appreciate it.
See a lot of people I haven't seen in a couple of years. I myself am actually playing the Magic event in very, you know, Magic style fashion. I got mana screwed. I only had 1 land, unfortunately, in my game 2. And probably lost to Dredge. So a very quick first loss, but you know, I'm having fun. You know, I haven't played high level, or not even high level. I just haven't played much Magic at all in almost 8-9 months. So it feels good to kind of get back out there, tap some lands and sling some spells. Even though that's not why I came here for the weekend, I think it's important to kind of keep your options open. You know, just play what you're having fun with at the time, because burnout's very real. And I played a lot of Flesh and Blood over the last month. Was feeling a little bit burnt out last week, especially because I don't think there's any kind of definitive deck right now in the format that is the de facto best deck. But you know, we're settling between Chain and Starvo, and looks like I'm probably gonna play Starvo tonight. But you know, a lot of testing went into that, so good to kind of just freshen up your brain. It's the day before the event. Don't need to stress too bad. Probably gonna talk to Matt later, maybe go over a couple last sideboard slots, and submit my list for tomorrow and call it a night.
Use stairwells where necessary. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan.
What is going on?
This is good videos out there here, bro. We got a emergency going on, but we gotta make sure we got the hair right, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna literally die. Alright, it is the morning of the calling. We are just at the venue. I'm here with FAB with Matt. We've decided finally on our 80 cards. It took to the very last second, but I was convinced to cut the Crippling Crush. I'm still not convinced, but Matt feels super strong that Crippling definitely isn't the best card in a number of matchups. My argument being, you know, it's probably better to have 1 Crippling over the 3rd Spinal, but I don't know, we'll see. And sounds like our pairings just went live, so I'm about to go play round 1. Matt's about to play round 1. We'll check in with you guys later. Alright, we are here with SCG superstar Matthew Dilt. how's today's event going, man?
It's going okay. I'm 3-1.
What deck did you decide to play?
Viscerai.
What was your one loss to?
Bravo.
What happened, man?
Tried to, after I comboed off, I tried to just get one turn of reprieve to like reset up another big turn, and kind of got blown out by the nuts, but it is what it is.
What is up? We are here with D-Rude. You know, before today's event, I did not know what this guy looked like, and probably still dealt with the mask on. But D-Rude, what are you on today?
I'm on Starvo, pretty standard. I'm not very original.
Any spice in your list?
Yeah, I'm playing 3 blue lead the chart and a time skipper for the Prism matchup. I've already beaten Prism once today. It's worked out pretty well for me so far.
Very cool. What's your record so far?
3-1. I just lost to Chain. The game was really close. It was a really good game.
All right, round 2 update. I am 2-0. I just played an unfortunate one on stream where my opponent actually ended up getting disqualified. I'm not privy as to the reasons why. The judges, they don't share the investigation. I myself, I didn't notice anything that my opponent was doing, and I told the judges as such when they came over to ask me, but I'm not a judge. So they were the ones that stopped the match. I guess they investigated his deck and found some irregularities, and they disqualified him. But by and large, I felt really bad. You know, I know the kid's a younger guy. I couldn't be older than 19. Yeah, I remember what it was like at that age traveling out here. I don't think there was any malice intent. There may have been some irregularities in his deck, but I think by and large he was, you know, good-spirited, and that should all be taken into account before DQing someone. So, you know, not a good outcome for anybody. You know, even if I get the win, it's not a win that, you know, I feel like I deserved, and I feel dirty now in some ways. And I more importantly, I feel really bad for my opponent, but kind of just have to clear my head now and get ready for the next coming rounds.
I am here with Calling Orlando runner-up Joel Repta. Joel, how are you doing today?
Good, 3-1.
How you feeling about the tournament overall?
Pretty good so far. I felt good coming in, but picked up a loss early, unfortunately, so we'll have to see how it goes.
What did you end up on, and what beat you?
Ended up on Starvo. I think it's the best deck for the weekend. I just lost to Viscerai. He hit 7 cards off of 14, so felt a little unlucky to win, but it was a tight game.
Hey, what's up? We are back at the loft. Sorry I didn't update y'all throughout the day. It's kind of a crazy day. A lot of matches really went to time or went the entire distance. Didn't have much time in between rounds to get up and film, let alone use the bathroom or get more water. So kind of just doing a day 1 update. Ended the day 7-1 or 6-1, excuse me, after 7 rounds. Played a bunch of Starvo mirrors to kind of close out the day. Nothing too interesting, you know, got kind of unlucky in a couple spots to lose a match against a pummel that I knew was coming, but there was no way to play around it, and then I got lucky to win some. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's just the nature of the game. Gonna be up bright and early tomorrow morning, get ready for day 2. Some interesting changes I made to the deck. I think I let Matt Rogers convince me to cut all the crippling crushes for pulverizes. You know, in our testing, they weren't really the best in the mirror, and I think he went just full out, and he doesn't like it in almost any matchup. I was a little bit more hesitant. I'm a big believer that the first copy of a card effect is usually better than the third copy of another card effect, but made a last-second change and actually ended up cutting it from the deck. Still not sure if that was correct. There were several times today where I really wanted that first effect of Crippling Crush. And I think the mirror match plays out in such a way that sometimes just running out of Crippling Crush and, you know, getting your opponent's hand for 2 damage is sometimes just worth it. But by and large, you know, I'm happy with the deck. It's very smooth. It's definitely Starvos or activates the ability at a much higher rate than my other opponents that I'm playing today, which is by nature of the way we kind of built the deck. But yeah, so kind of just have to play tight tomorrow and try and win out. Not feeling great still about the format despite a solid 7 or 6-1 performance. You know, I felt like every match was close. Every match could have gone one way or the other had I got a bit unluckier. So not a place you really want to be in a format. By and large, my friend's doing pretty good. Rob's X2 still in it. Mr. Rogers still in it at X2, which is impressive considering he was doing it off of no sleep. He actually flew from Vegas, landed in Indianapolis at 5 a.m. So he basically flew the red eye and then played 7 rounds of a calling. So, you know, the fact that he can still function is quite a feat in of itself. Didn't do too much tonight. Just kind of got pizza with the boys. Haven't seen them for a while. The Canadians, you know, half the group is playing Flesh and Blood. The other half is up playing the Magic Trios event. I think they were on Honorog's feature stream today. So if y'all are fans of Edgar, Will, and Daryl, I'm sure you caught them over there. But besides that, yeah, I'm about to call it a night. I'm still exhausted. Didn't get too much sleep over the last couple of days, so really going to hit the hay and be fresh for tomorrow morning and try and get a win. Good morning. We are back the morning of the calling Indianapolis. It is Sunday. We got Mr. Rogers right here. Both of us are still in contention for for a top 8. We need to kind of win out. 5 more rounds left. I don't think either of us are super confident because of how coin flippy the format is, but you know, we're gonna play our best and see what happens. Matt has a little bit more rest today, so he's he's definitely gonna play a little bit better than he did yesterday. With
got my good 8 hours.
Yeah, he was running off at 24 hours no sleep for people that don't know. So quite impressive that he even made day 2. I would have been a zombie.
Flew in at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. It was it was a bit of a decision.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna head to the venue in a little bit and try to get some wins under our belt. We'll see y'all then.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Is this the tlog, or what do we call it? It's the tlog, yeah, the Tariq log. Dude, this is gonna blow up. I'm telling you right now. One of many. I'm X2. I paired up last round, but I got to play my opponent from Vegas, the one that beat me on stream. So got that one back, baby. You know what's up.
I died at perfect lethal. The guy, I came back from 3 as a prison player. I had 3 life, got him to 1. I attack with, he's got what, three cards in hand or something, or he's got a full hand. The turn before he played a Merciful Retribution out of his arsenal. I block all the damage. I go into my turn with Starvo ability. I come at him for 7 dominate, go again. He had 1 block on Skullcap. He plays his 1 prismatic shield in his deck, blocks for 4, plays his 1 prismatic shield in the deck, and I died at perfect lethal. Had my attack been a yellow Autumn Stutch or a red 7 attack, I win. It's just rough. It was a good game. I got super punished like an idiot. I attacked turn 1, and I was just climbing back from there. Had I never done that, I easily win the game, I think, just by like how the game played out. So it is what it is. What it is.
Just got done. Round 1 of day 2. Ended up picking a loss in the mirror. Really close game through and through. Both of us on 1 life. Just came down to whoever drew the combo first. That's the way it goes, though. Live by the Starvo, die by the Starvo. Kind of unfortunate because I thought I played that game really well. Thought I was in a really good position. I had 4 D-reacts left at one point in my deck. He only had 1. So I figured the late game would have really favored me when we were both sub 10 life. But I only ended up hitting 1 Starvo activation, and he ended up having the 1 D-react, unfortunately. And I didn't see mine until they were too late, but that's the way it goes. Nothing more to be said, you know. Not quite enjoying this format too much, but we got to power through. I'm playing well, so I'm feeling good about it. I think I just need to win out at this point, but I'm not entirely sure, so we'll keep playing and see where it goes from there.
It's nice to see you, buddy.
When are you guys gonna get me in the booth? I'm now X2 though, so
You're not X2?
Not in the booth.
Are you X2?
Yeah, I just lost.
Oh no, we only put good players in the booth. Yeah.
Speaking of good players. Boy, world #1 player.
Oh gosh. World most washed up player.
How you doing?
Yeah, managed to get to that round. Did a couple of awakenings for Oakenhold versus Chain. Went well.
Never any doubt.
Round 2 update, day 2. Unfortunately, lost lost a really close one versus Visarai. Not super thrilled about how it happened. On his OTK turn, I ended up I ended up crowning and drawing exactly the red pulse, which did not give me enough to survive the turn. Had I drawn any blue, I'd been able to pitch it for 3 or a block 2 even. But alas, drew the red pulse. It was kind of a nasty way to go out. But it's a reminder, that we're still playing cards, and no matter how well you play or how well you prep, these things can happen, and losing's a part of the game. Right? There's only one pulse, one red card that doesn't block in my deck, and you just happen to be on top when I did not need it the most. So. But it goes both ways. There's definitely times throughout the day yesterday where the exact card I needed was on top, and it ended up probably winning me the game. So you gotta take the good with the bad, unfortunately. But still disappointed. Put in a ton of work for this event. Not enjoying the format a ton, but that's not under my control. So. We'll see what happens. I think Matt Rogers is still in it at this point. Going to try to find him and see how he's doing. Try and win out. At this point, I'm still in the money. Still a good chance to make some money out of this, break even on the trip. So we're going to continue on and try and play out the rest of the day. We are here with Nationals runner-up Michael Beck.
I played Visarai today. Ended up going 8-4. I came in 6-2 or X2, so was already on the edge, but immediately lost first round, so it was already out. Played Visarai. I lost my first game because I didn't register a Blood Cheese Scalita in my deck list. Oh, no. Make sure to register your equipment. But then I also lost because, at least for me today, I was trying to OTK Starvos, and my Sonatas just were not doing it. I would have like a lot of rune chance, but I got like 3 attacks once, and I don't know, like 17. So that was kind of how my day went. Played against a Prism, drew 2 hands in a row, all attacks. They play 2 auras, then they play 2 auras, and I'm just like can't do anything. Overall weekend was all right. Wasn't our weekend, but felt pretty good playing Visarai. I think Visarai is still pretty good. I know no Visarai made top 8, but I still think it's a pretty good deck. Maybe this is telling that it's not a championship winning deck. Starvo seems still very consistent. The high rolls are really good, especially when both players are just really competitive players. But yeah, that was my weekend.
22.
Awesome. Yep.
D-Root just top 8'd the Calling Indianapolis. D-Root, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. Had a big match winning in on camera where I didn't play that great, but still won. Yeah, but I feel good. I feel like the format's not great, and I think Starvo has almost no bad matchup. I think people who are better than me can pilot it and should win almost every matchup, but I think my configuration is really good against Prism, which tends to be a bad matchup.
Finished day 2, disappointing results. That kind of gave out on me. Overall, I thought I played pretty well. Looking back retrospectively, not much I could have changed, which is always the high point of any tournament when you make all the good decisions. But that's cards for you. Sometimes you don't always get there. Just about to cheer on Matt Rogers in top 8 and David Root. So hopefully my friends can take it home. And I had a great weekend. Gonna grab some dinner and then head to the airport and fly back to Orlando for work tomorrow. It's been a long weekend, a lot of fun. Seeing people I haven't seen in years at this point. The Canadian crew was absolutely fantastic this weekend. My good friends Edgar, Daryl, Dilks, people that live in the Northeast or north of the Wall. Just really hasn't been accessible to me over the last 2 years because of my job and COVID and the need to go back and forth across the border. But this weekend was fantastic, able to hang out with everybody. Got some Korean barbecue, which was absolutely phenomenal. I'm stuffed out of my mind. Probably gained 20 pounds alone from that one meal. Tournament was a wrap, obviously disappointed. Started off so promising, finishing day 1 at X1, and then just couldn't convert. Lost 2 really close matches. Thought I played really well and was actually really excited for both of them going in, especially the Starvo mirror at one point. I caught it in the defense reacts, and then I'm revoking holds still left in both of our decks, and I definitely had a very favorable lineup heading into the late game. But unfortunately, you miss some activations and they hit theirs, and you know, there's no coming back for that no matter what happens. So really unfortunate, but really happy my friends, Matt Rogers and David Root, old Pro Tour champion, ended up getting there in top 8 and top 4 respectively. So good on them. We're back at the airport now, just getting ready for my late night flight. Got to get back to life, back to reality, but you know, that's the life we live. That's the grind I love, and the grind I miss so much, honestly. I can't tell you enough that these events are just so fulfilling to go to. Even when you don't do well, you know, they're still an experience in of themselves. And to me, that's what life's all about, is just creating memories. You know, when I look back, probably 30, 40 years from now, when I'm old and retired, you know, I'm not going to remember that I scrubbed out. I'm going to remember that, you know, this is the first time after, you know, almost 3 years of seeing some of my friends during one of the biggest pandemics probably ever. So it's just a really awesome weekend overall. Obviously disappointed at the result, but I can only control what I can control, and I leave the rest up to God, right? So it is what it is, but I'm ready to get some sleep, ready to get on the flight, and I hope everybody kind of enjoyed this segment as much as I did making it. If you want me to do more of these in the future, kind of shout out, you know, let me know, leave a comment, and I'll do some more. So see y'all soon. Take care.
Be my lookout.